Whether it be in an American courtroom or on the streets of African nations, the fight for greater equality often focuses on questions of morality and government policy. But as CCTV's Emily Drew found out, for most members of the LGBT community, greater equality is often just about the logistics of daily life.
Hillary and Jess have known each other 5 years. They share an apartment, have a dog, and this July, they're getting married.
We're actually an online success story.
They say when they met, things just clicked. Their families and friends have been supportive and say the young women complement each other and are clearly in love.
She actually got the ring in the mail on Valentine's Day, and she gave it to me with chocolate-covered strawberries, like inside the chocolate-covered store, which is really sweet. And you wanted
an Xbox.
An Xbox. So I got her an Xbox.
The pair will be married in Virginia, but since Virginia does not recognize same-sex marriage, the officiant and marriage license will be from Washington, D.C. They'll be considered married in these states, but not in these states. In the future, couples like Hillary and Jess might have different options. The U.S. Supreme Court is currently deliberating 2 same-sex marriage cases. One challenges California's ban on same-sex marriage. The second challenges the Defense of Marriage Act, a federal law that excludes same-sex couples from receiving federal marriage rights and benefits. This is the Supreme Court's first foray into the issue, and it sparked intense national debate. Those against same-sex marriage argue it offends their religious beliefs, or that marriage must be between a man and a woman, both by historic precedent and by definition.
Their religious liberty in holding to a definition of marriage that is taught by their churches and religious institutions has a definition that is thousands of years old and has been the uniform definition here with the federal government is at risk.
I think it's very important to protect traditional marriage because that's where families start, you know, that's like the foundation of society is heterosexual families.
Same-sex marriage supporters say the laws are discriminatory.
In a democracy, we're not supposed to have 2 separate classes of citizens where one is covered one way under the law and the other is covered another way, just based on who they love and who they are as people.
Rights for same-sex couples are debated all over the world, not just in the U.S. 11 countries have full marriage rights for lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transgendered citizens. But in many countries, same-sex marriage is far from an option. In 7, being gay is punishable by death. In 2011, the United Nations Human Rights Council passed a resolution recognizing LGBT rights. The U.S. signed it, but the debate remains alive in the details.
There are 1,100 rights and responsibilities that come automatically with being able to get married as a heterosexual couple, right? You can take on your spouse's name, you can put them down on your taxes, you can leave your estate to them, you can visit them in the hospital.
The last point has Hillary and Jess worried. In their home state, Virginia, their marriage will not be considered valid.
I do have health issues, and I've had surgeries in the past and probably will have surgeries in the future.
To think that I wouldn't be able to make those types of calls for her or vice versa, that's terrifying.
The Supreme Court will likely rule on the same-sex marriage cases early this summer before they recess. The couple is awaiting the news, but says the court's decision won't affect their marriage plans.
Legally, it does affect us, but however, on a day-to-day basis, I try not to think about it, or else you just be really angry the entire time. Like, somebody's telling you that your marriage isn't legal, or that the person you love isn't normal. To me, that would make me sad every day, so I try not to think about it.
Well, regardless, I love her, and she's the person I'm going to be with, whether it's valid or not.
Their next big question? When they're going to start having children. Emily Drew, CCTV, Washington.